Hello everyone, and welcome to our Logistics Management Final Examination Revision. In this session, I am going to take you through the important areas that you need to understand before your examination. But remember, this is not about memorizing definitions. You need to understand the concepts, recognize the problem in a scenario, and explain how logistics can solve that problem. Let us begin with customer service. When you hear the words customer service, you may immediately think about complaints, call centers, or employees communicating with customers. But in logistics, customer service means much more than that. Ask yourself these questions. Is the correct product available? Is the order accurate? Does it arrive when promised? Can the customer track the shipment? If something goes wrong, can the company provide accurate information? All of these are logistics issues, but they directly affect customer satisfaction. One important relationship you need to understand is the connection between logistics and marketing. Imagine an online retailer announces a major nationwide promotion. Marketing does an excellent job. Thousands of customers place orders, but the warehouse was not prepared for the additional volume. Inventory is insufficient. There are not enough workers. Transportation capacity is limited. What happens? The marketing campaign succeeds in attracting customers, but logistics fails to fulfill the promise. So remember this simple principle. Marketing creates customer expectations. Logistics must fulfill those expectations. This is why marketing forecasts should be shared with logistics. If logistics knows that a promotion is coming, the company can prepare inventory, warehouse capacity, labor, and transportation in advance. Another important area is real-time information. Customers increasingly want to know where their orders are and when they will arrive. Technologies such as GPS, RFID, and integrated information systems provide this visibility. Customer service personnel should also have access to this information. If a shipment is delayed, they should be able to explain what has happened and provide an updated delivery estimate. You should also connect warehouse performance with customer service. A picking error may happen inside the warehouse, but the customer receives the wrong product. An inventory error may happen inside a computer system, but the customer is told that an unavailable product is in stock. From the customer's point of view, these are not warehouse problems. They are failures by the company. Now, let us move to purchasing. A common mistake is to think that purchasing simply means buying something at the lowest possible price. That is far too narrow. Purchasing is a strategic function because supplier decisions affect cost, quality, inventory, production, and customer service. One important concept is strategic supplier relationship management. Instead of treating every purchase as a separate transaction, organizations can develop longer-term relationships with important suppliers. This encourages information sharing, collaborative planning, and joint problem-solving. Purchasing must also be connected with production. Imagine a manufacturer requires components every week. If purchasing does not understand the production schedule, materials may arrive too early or too late. If they arrive too early, the company carries unnecessary inventory. If they arrive too late, production may stop. ERP systems can help purchasing teams see production requirements and coordinate material deliveries. You must also consider finance. The cheapest supplier is not necessarily the supplier with the lowest total cost. Think about transportation, storage, quality problems, maintenance, lead time, and payment conditions. This is why total cost of ownership is important. Finally, think about risk. If a company depends entirely on one supplier or one geographical region, what happens when that supplier experiences a disruption? Supplier diversification can reduce this vulnerability. So, as you revise these first two areas, remember two important messages. For customer service, think about integration between marketing, inventory, warehousing, transportation, and information. For purchasing, think beyond price. Think about supplier relationships, production, finance, technology, sustainability, and risk. And when you are given a scenario, do not simply name a concept. Explain how it solves the problem and why that improves logistics performance. Next, we are going to focus on inventory management and warehouse management. These two areas are closely connected, so I want you to understand the relationship between them rather than studying them separately. Let us begin with inventory management. There is one basic trade-off that you should always remember. Too much inventory is expensive. Too little inventory can damage customer service. If a company keeps excessive inventory, it ties up capital and increases storage, insurance, handling, and other costs. But if inventory is too low, the company may experience stockouts, lost sales, and dissatisfied customers. The objective is therefore not simply to reduce inventory. The objective is to achieve the right balance between cost and product availability. Demand forecasting plays an important role here. If you cannot estimate what customers are likely to buy, it becomes difficult to determine how much inventory you should keep. Historical sales are useful, but managers should also consider market trends, seasonal patterns, customer behavior, and planned promotions. Again, notice the importance of integration. Marketing and sales should communicate with logistics. If a major promotion is planned and inventory managers are not informed, a successful promotion may quickly become a stockout problem. Next, connect inventory with transportation. Suppose a retailer has enough inventory in its distribution center, but a particular store has empty shelves. The inventory exists, but the delivery vehicle arrives 3 days late. Does the customer care that the company has inventory somewhere else? Of course not. The product is unavailable where the customer wants to buy it. This is why transportation schedules and replenishment decisions need to be coordinated. You should also revise EOQ and ABC analysis. Economic order quantity helps managers balance ordering cost and inventory holding cost. ABC analysis allows managers to give greater attention to high-value or strategically important inventory. Another important issue is inventory visibility. Technologies such as RFID, automated scanning, and warehouse management systems can improve inventory accuracy. If the organization knows exactly what it has and where it is located, replenishment decisions become faster and more reliable. This becomes even more important in omnichannel retailing. Customers may order online, collect from a store, request home delivery, or return products through another channel. Centralized inventory visibility helps the organization coordinate these different channels. Now, let us move into warehouse management. I want you to stop thinking about a warehouse as simply a building where products sit on shelves. A modern warehouse is an active logistics operation. Products are received, inspected, stored, picked, packed, sorted, staged, and dispatched. Every activity must work together. Automation can improve these processes. Robotic picking systems, automated guided vehicles, and automated sorting equipment can improve speed and reduce certain human errors. But remember this. Technology is not automatically a solution. A company should not buy robots simply because robots sound impressive. Technology should solve a specific operational problem. If the real problem is poor planning or inaccurate data, expensive automation may not solve it. Warehouse operations must also be coordinated with transportation. Imagine that the warehouse picks and packs hundreds of orders on time, but the trucks do not arrive when scheduled. Finished orders begin accumulating in the staging area. Eventually, congestion develops. So an efficient warehouse can still perform poorly if transportation is not coordinated with it. You should also remember the human element. Automation does not eliminate the need for training. It changes the type of training required. Employees must understand how to operate equipment, follow safety procedures, respond to exceptions, and work with new technologies. Managers also need performance measures. Important warehouse KPIs include order accuracy, warehouse utilization, picking speed, and inventory turnover. These measures help management identify where performance is improving and where corrective action is needed. Sustainability is another consideration. Energy-efficient lighting, electric material handling equipment, and more responsible packaging can reduce environmental impact and potentially reduce long-term operating costs. So for inventory, remember this sequence: forecast, replenish, control, track, and integrate. For warehouse management, remember technology, transportation, people, data, and sustainability. Most importantly, always connect your recommendation to an outcome. Does it reduce cost, improve speed, increase accuracy, improve productivity, or strengthen customer service? That connection is what turns a simple answer into an applied logistics answer. Before we continue, please don't forget to give a like to this revision video. We now come to transportation management. After that, I want to bring all 5 areas together and show you how you should approach scenario-based questions in the examination. Transportation connects the different parts of the supply chain. Poor transportation can affect inventory availability, warehouse operations, customer service, and profitability. Let us begin with route optimization. Modern transportation systems can consider traffic conditions, delivery priorities, vehicle capacity, distance, and fuel consumption. When planning routes, dynamic routing goes one step further. Routes can be adjusted when conditions change. Imagine a delivery vehicle is heading into an area where a major accident has caused severe congestion. If the company has real-time traffic information, the driver may be redirected before reaching the congestion. What is the benefit? The company may reduce travel time, fuel consumption, and delivery delays. But transportation is not only about operational efficiency. It is also connected with customer service. Customers increasingly expect accurate delivery information. If tracking systems are connected to customer service platforms, customers can receive updates about their shipments. If a delay occurs, the company can communicate proactively rather than waiting for the customer to complain. Now, think about cost. Transportation can represent a significant part of total logistics expenditure. Fuel, drivers, vehicles, maintenance, insurance, and other expenses all contribute to transportation cost. This is why transportation managers should work with finance. Strategies such as load consolidation, fuel-efficient vehicles, and preventive maintenance can help reduce operating costs without necessarily reducing service quality. Sustainability is also becoming increasingly important. Electric delivery vehicles, alternative fuels, and carbon reduction programs can help organizations respond to environmental requirements. But sustainability should not be treated as something completely separate from logistics strategy. It should be considered alongside cost, reliability, and service performance. Finally, transportation must support competitive strategy. Suppose marketing promises next-day delivery. That sounds attractive to customers, but can the transportation network actually provide it? If not, the company has created a promise that operations cannot fulfill. And this brings us to the most important lesson from this entire revision. The 5 topics are connected. Customer service depends on logistics performance. Purchasing affects suppliers, production, inventory, cost, and risk. Inventory affects availability and working capital. Warehousing affects accuracy, fulfillment speed, and transportation. Transportation affects cost, reliability, and customer satisfaction. The common theme is integration. You need to understand how logistics works with marketing, finance, production, purchasing, customer service, human resources, technology, and overall business strategy. Now, how should you approach a scenario-based examination question? Use a simple 4-stage method. First, identify the problem. Do not immediately start writing everything you know about the topic. Read the scenario and ask yourself, what exactly is going wrong? Second, recommend the appropriate strategy or concept. Third, explain how it works in the situation. And fourth, explain the logistics or business benefit. Let me give you a simple example. Suppose a company has poor inventory accuracy. You could write, the company should use RFID. But that is not enough. A stronger answer would explain that RFID can improve real-time inventory visibility by automatically capturing inventory movements. More accurate information can improve replenishment decisions, reduce discrepancies, increase product availability, and improve customer service. Can you see the difference? The first answer simply names a technology. The second answer demonstrates understanding and application. So remember this structure. Identify the problem, recommend the strategy, explain how it works, apply it to the situation. Then, explain the benefit. As you prepare for your examination, do not try to memorize paragraphs word for word. Understand the logic behind each topic. If you understand the logic, you can apply it even when the scenario looks different from the examples you have studied. Focus on relationships. Think about cause and effect. And always ask yourself one final question. Why would this recommendation improve logistics performance? If you can answer that clearly, you are moving in the right direction. I wish you all the very best in your final examination. Stay focused, manage your time carefully, read every scenario properly, and make sure your answers explain not only what should be done, but also how and why. Good luck, and do your best.